followers of sports in the country, particularly those that have been following the National Sports Festival, they're drawing up this conversation that the National Sports Festival should go beyond elite athletes, that our A-list athletes should not be competing. Do you support that idea?
No, that is what kills sports. Let me explain to you. Once upon a time, like those of us who took part in 73, 75, Kaduna 77, Oluyole 79, Edo 81, I want to say here that, first, note that poverty drives sports. All these young people want to get out of poverty, they jump into sports. And then the various state governments take them up and employ them because the corporate bodies are not coming. All these organizations, they are not taking up the challenge. They go for football, football. Out of 43 sports, everybody's concentrating on football. So what we have is a situation where when you discover young athletes, the state government will employ them and call them performing athletes. Then under Dr. Ekeji, something terrible happened to sports in Nigeria. They now insisted that when you attend sports festival 3 times, you were no more eligible to play for your state or compete for your state, but you were eligible to represent Nigeria. And at the same time, federal government refused to take up these young people and train them or sponsor them to competitions. So it became a situation where the states were now rearing eggs for snakes beyond the state to eat. So see a situation. A young boy comes for a competition at 12. The second one, he is 14. When he's 16, that is supposed to be in season and perform better, you say he was no more eligible. So from 16, 17, 18 to 24, the boy ends up not doing anything. And then you expect state governments to employ them as permanent staff when they were no more going to compete for the states. So the states removed their hands and sports died. Now they have lifted the lead, which means if you have enough resources, you can go to America and bring Nigerians. It's a Nigerian thing. If you are the best, be the best. In my days, we used to have junior, intermediate, senior. Like, I want to complain the present youth games where you take it to 15, no? 15 is school sports. Youth games should be up to 18, 19, 20. Then you have the elites. If you don't properly categorize these events, you will still have a muddled up situation and will end up depending on the states to totally sponsor. Now, for instance, table tennis, we were in Congo. We saw Egyptian team was kitted by Etisalat then. I was vice president to Oshodi. I came back to Nigeria and we took pictures and showed to Balogun, the person who was chairman of Etisalat. They don't sponsor. What we should do is that for you to register a football club, that's what is done in Egypt. You must adopt 3 other lesser sports. Until and unless that is done, everybody will always gravitate towards football, where there are billions kept there for people to enjoy, thereby negating other smaller sports. In the Sports Commission, we are running 43 sports. 43. People will be talking about, they have introduced Langa, Kokowa, all those things, canoeing. Nobody talks about that. Yesterday, I was with somebody who just introduced netball to Nigeria. So we're going to have like 44 sports. Everybody's going for football. To sponsor football, Globalcom and other companies, they'll throw in 10 billion, 20 billion. What of table tennis? Table tennis has won the highest number of medals for Nigeria.
So, Mr. Duke, what I'm trying to get is the place for talent discovery. Let's make it clearer, narrow it down to Cross River States, where we have Edem of Young. Just a minute, we have Edem of Young, we have Cecilia Otuakpan, and they are top-class table tennis players. So now, if you have Edem of Young and you have Cecilia Otuakpan, then you have a young girl, about 16, 17, that is also doing so well and needs to go to the National Sports Festival, get good competition, and maybe come up the ranks. How do you think she'll feel if you take Cecilia Otuakpan and Edem of Young and tell her, wait for your time? I think that's what these persons are trying to say.
No, let me explain to you. Like, I like what channels did about football and athletics. I really appreciate. But what happens after that? Like, when you discover them, let me tell you what we used to do, and we are still on it now. When you discover young talents, you can say, oh, you are in JSS1, and you allow them develop in situ. You don't immediately remove them from their environment. They will remain there and complete their education. But then, who takes care of them? Sports development requires good diet, requires some form of money to buy kits. It is still government. That is why I said until and unless corporate bodies come into the fray, we will not be able to meet up. You discover those talents. Who develops them? Who develops? State government. So we have a situation where in a state, 4 years back, you had discovered some talents. You have developed them. They have not reached the peak or the zenith of their potentials. You discover a new crop of talents. So you have to categorize them. Let secondary school games be secondary school games. We started with Manoa Cup. Rovers was in Calabar was started by academicals when they won the gold in the whole country. When I was director of sports, we won Pepsi Cola, University of Calabar. So you categorize them. You have secondary school sports, which was taken over by the various ministries of education. You have the youth games that will terminate at the age of 20, 21. Then you have the elite athletes. But then, when a state government throws in about $1 billion, look at Delta promising 1 million naira for gold. You throw in so much money. It is for your PR, public relations, because you are not benefiting directly. But you will occupy the young ones and make them take their minds off other vices. So engage them, secondary school games, engage them in youth games, National Sports Festival, apart from the games and discovering elite athletes, it is a forum to bring everybody together. A lot of people meet themselves and they exchange ideas and all that.
Yeah.
But what does federal government do next? Nothing. Table tennis just won all African medals in Mauritania. They've come back, nobody even received them at the airport. It is very discouraging. So it goes back to the parents and the state government. How many scholarships have been given to sports people? None whatsoever. So what Channel is doing, for instance, you will discover these talents and they will end up being wasted in terms of performances. Nobody's going to take them up. Nobody's going to pay their fees. Nobody's going to feed them and buy kits for them. Until and unless these challenges are met and confronted properly, you will end up with what I call wasted years and wasted effort. I'm sorry to say. That is how bad the situation is.
I must say thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Orok Duke, for making our time to speak to us. Thank you so much. We'll continue to monitor the National Sports Festival. Thank you.